know Travis. Probably know me when I was younger.
What's your nickname there?
Oh, TJ. TJ is my nickname. That's what everybody called me, TJ or Travis.
And how many lights in Vienna, Georgia?
A couple years ago, it was only one. Now we're up to like 3 or 4 coming off the highway, so yeah.
Are there any good restaurants in Vienna, Georgia?
We had a couple local restaurants that were very good, but one called Miss Mary's, but she recently closed down. So we had just like McDonald's and Subway, Popeyes. That's it right
outside of Mrs. Glover's home cooking. All right, so you guys got to go to find a good non-franchise restaurant. You got to go. How far do you have to drive?
I would say probably up to like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, if you want some different food. Yes.
Wow. That's a night out. All right, let's wrap it up here with Travis Glover from Georgia State. What can be expected from the Panthers here in 2023?
What can be expected from the Panthers is a team that has a different mindset, a team that is going to attack, and a team that's going to fight into the end. Something that a year ago that I believe we did, but we didn't know how to finish. I believe we are still working on it, but we're learning how to finish games no matter the situation. We put that behind us, and we go full throttle ahead.
He's Travis Glover from Georgia State. Thanks for hopping on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat on 103.3 The GOAT. Best of luck this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now you're thinking, Comparion? Never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you and your community. Our local agents offer insurance from top carriers. Our local agents have minty fresh breath.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com. Comparion Insurance Agency. Local agents. Expert advice.
And there's number 4.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRAVEL for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAVEL for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
St. Joseph's Indian School is much more than a school for Native American children.
It's like a family. Classes are fun here. I am learning about my culture.
Since 1927, St. Joseph's Indian School has provided children the education, health care, and support they need to succeed. To help give our kids brighter futures, learn more at stjo.org today.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Louisiana. This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
103.3 The GOAT.
Yeah, that's the one.
K277DQ Lafayette, 1420 KPEL Lafayette. If it wasn't for goats, we wouldn't have coffee. Look it up.
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee? No, thank you. I'm fine.
And the best sports talk in Acadiana. 103.3 The GOAT.
The rumors are true.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Dave Schultz and Sports Chat are back.
I'm back, baby! I'm back!
One change, though.
I'm sorry, that deal's now off the table.
What? We live in a different world than we did just 30 seconds ago.
Instead of waking you up, he's taking you home from work.
Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch?
I'd like that. Talking Cajuns, Tigers, Saints, all of it.
I am your father.
Buckle up, Acadiana.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
It's time for Sports Chat with Dave Schultz on 103.3 The GOAT.
Dave Schultz back at Sunbelt Media Days, Day 2 in New Orleans, all powered by Lafayette Roofing and Dwight Andrus Insurance, a division of Hub International. We are here with App State head coach Sean Clark. I mean, you guys are the Mountaineers, but you could be the roller coasters last year. That was one serious, a bunch of highs and some lows. What was it like going through it when you're in the middle of the tornado?
Well, like you mentioned earlier, the first of the season, we're the college football darlings, if you will. And, so a lot of great things happened last year. Talking about putting our program on the national stage again, going to College Station, beating number 6 Texas A&M, come back and having College Game Day in Boone for the first time ever in the history of our program, and really the second time in the history of the Sunbelt. So that was a big event, and winning that game on a Hail Mary at the very end.
Which is, of course, how you designed it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about ratings, So, but toward the end, we had some rough bumps in the road. But those we lost 5 games with less than 7 points, and we can't turn back the clock from last year. But we've kind of reassessed what we've done in our program, and it's not a rebuild, it's not a reload, it's a reset. And I'm very confident what we have coming back. A bunch of guys that no one's heard of before, and that's been great all year long. For so long we've been the hunted, right? And now we can go back to being the hunter. And our kids had a great summer camp, summer workouts with our strength coach, and we're excited to get started next week.
All right, so before we move on forward, I got to ask, because I saw Clay Helton. I mean, the game of the year in the Sun Belt last year was App State and Georgia Southern. It was absolutely the game of the year. He had the unadulterated joy. Probably a good thing we didn't see you at the end of the game. What's it like when you come up on the short end of that ball game? Because it's a great game. It's a great game as it's going on. You're just hoping to come out on top, and App State fell just short.
Yeah, and that's probably the best thing with the Sun Belt is the regional rivalries now, especially on the East, with Georgia Southern, Marshall, James Madison, Georgia State, Coastal Carolina. It goes on and on, but that rivalry has happened for a long time, and a great college football game, and one that was fun to be a part of. Of course, you want to come on the other end to give ourselves a chance for postseason play, but it didn't happen. And again, we got back on that really Sunday morning at 6:30 in the morning. We got back, and we started for the next season. So again, hats off to them. This year we're giving them a boon.
Right, we're talking with head coach Sean Clark of App State. All right, so App State has been known to have these long-running quarterbacks, all right? And from my research, you've had 3 quarterbacks over the last 9 years. The Ragin Cajuns played 3 quarterbacks last season. Are you breaking in another redshirt freshman who's going to, be 25 when he leaves App State?
I hope so. It's, like you mentioned, with Taylor Lamb and Zach Thomas and Chase Bryce, and those guys have been here for a long time. Ever since I've been here, they've been here. Right. And this year's going to be something new. And with Ryan Berger and Joey Aguilar and Mason McHugh, all 3 did bring something different to the table. They're more of what we were in the past compared to Chase. They can run the football and get you, instead of 5 yards, they may be 55 yards. And that was good to see through in spring practice. And we'll continue that through fall camp, and we'll hope to name starting quarterback the week of the Gardner-Webb game.
So when do you personally like it? Not when we find out or the fans find out, but when does the coaching staff kind of like to have an idea when that guy is? Coaches tell you, well, they got to step up. They make the decision for us. But when do you personally all right, now we're moving forward with this guy. We'll let everybody else know in a week to 10 days.
Well, sooner than later, of course. But, I'll tell you, it's not coach talk. It's reality that, Ryan and Joey, those 2 have really been back and forth through spring practice and now through all our summer workouts or OTAs. And it's a great, great competition. And I think that's going to make both of those guys better.
Talking with head coach Sean Clark on a Wednesday. I say Tuesday before. It's a Wednesday afternoon sports chat on 103.3 The GOAT. We are at Sunbelt Media Days. Talk about the new teams, because they've made things very exciting. JMU actually wins the East, but they can't go bowling for whatever ridiculous rule. Marshall comes in. They do the roller coaster ride as well, but they finish up strong. ODU's bringing a new high-powered offense, and of course Southern Miss and the Fighting Will Halls are competing in the West. What's it been like with the new teams in the conference? Because I think that's been really good.
Well, I think I spoke about this last year, and we're the best non-autonomy group in the country. They're hands down. There's no other conference like us. And you bring those kind of historic programs into our conference, and it puts us our profile is different now. And week in and week out, the margin for error has gotten so small. You've been in Lafayette for a long time, and you remember back when we first got into it, it was a two-man show. It was Lafayette and App State, and now that's not the case anymore. Every team can beat you on any given day, and that's what makes it exciting. And it's I suppose someone asked me this earlier. I'm the second longest tenured coach in the Sun Belt, and I've been here school my fourth season. So a lot of things have changed. The profiles went up, and we're on the national stage right now.
I'd like to thank head coach Sean Clark from App State reminding me how old I am. I appreciate that on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat on 103.3 The Go. How have you changed? I mean, obviously these head coaches need to, adapt to the NIL and the portal. But what about the football? How has that changed in your tenure of coaching and now being a head coach?
I don't think football has changed. It's everything around it. Like you mentioned, the NIL, the transfer portal, kids wanting to make money, which is all good. We're all for that. But now, instead of a coach, you're more the CEO of the program. And that's the one thing you miss. I'm an offensive line coach at heart, and I still try to coach, 10, 15 minutes a day just to get the blood pumping a little bit and the juices flowing, because it's good for my soul. But the more you're the head coach, the more you're away from the football aspect of it. I like to be in, try to game plan with our players on both sides, or coaches on both sides of the ball. But more than not, what I'm dealing with is transfers, name, image, likeness, and other things going with being a head coach.
All right, tell us about the guys you have here, Isaiah Helms and Nick Ross.
I like both of those kids. Isaiah is a starting center for us, and he was preseason all-conference. And he's the throwback guy. He transferred in from Western Carolina 3 years ago, and he fit right in. So I'm excited to see him in the senior season, to see how much better he's got. He's matured. He's gotten stronger in the weight room, and he's doing all the right things off the field. And Nick Ross, it seems like he's been there forever. This is his 6th year through COVID, and we were talking on the plane ride down here. I remember in 2019, his freshman year, he's the one that got the pick for South Carolina to put us ahead at halftime. So I'm just tickled to death. Both guys are here. They represent our program the right way. They're both going to graduate. Nick graduates next week. Isaiah graduates in December, and that's what we're here for. We're about changing lives, and those are two great examples of our players.
Where would you say the strength is heading into camp? Where's the strength of the team, and where do you think you need a little bit more, I'd say patience, but you may be a little bit more concerned?
On paper, I think the strength of our program will be the offensive line, return 3 of the 5 stars.
Homer.
And then, we have a deep running back room. We lost two from last year, and Cam Peoples and Detrick Harrington, but we returned 4 others that played a lot of football. And then probably on the offensive side of the ball, a group that one talks about is our receivers. I think we have a chance to have 2 or 3 all-conference players from that position. And then on defense, I think our safeties are going to be a positive force this year. Last year, we had through some injuries, and we were playing guys who weren't ready to play yet. And they'll be one of the strengths for our defense. And then DeAndre Dingle-Prince on the defensive line. So we have a lot of great players. 17 of our 32 signees this past year were transfers. We had to get some depth. And I think at the end of the season, it's going to be a different story with the All-Sun Belt team.
Remind me, Cam Peoples made the Senior Bowl last year, right?
Cam Peoples made the Senior Bowl. And
he's from small-town Alabama. And when I say small, I mean small-town Alabama. How does somebody like that, how does App State find somebody like that?
Well, I think it's about recruiting, but he was from a small school. No one really went by his school.
Right.
And he had to drive right through Troy to South Alabama, Auburn, and Alabama to get to Boone. So he came to Boone, and again, we're very fortunate of a great home crowd, and it was a sold-out stadium that day, and he fell in love with the mountains, and the rest is history. So we wish him best luck with the Carolina Panthers.
What is that like when, and we're here with Sean Clark from App State on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat, 103.3 The Goat, you guys pack the stadium. Cajuns have issues filling the stadium. South Alabama has issues filling the stadium. And I look at, Southern Miss that have their own, crowd, their own fan base. They're not worried about the Power 5 schools in the state. Marshall seems to have their own fan base. Georgia Southern has their own fan base. You guys have, I'm not sure if there's a bigger state that has more Power 5 schools than North Carolina, and yet you guys pack it in. Doesn't matter if it's raining or not, there's always seems to be 20,000 fans in the stadium.
Yeah, we have 6 Power 5 programs, 6 Division I programs in our state, and on a Saturday afternoon, that's hard to fill your stadium. But we have a very passionate fan base. They're going to tell you when you do well, when you do bad. But the good thing about it is they're always going to show up. And it's, for the second year in a row, we've sold out our season tickets, and we look to set a new single-season attendance record in the Sun Belt. But I think it goes back to the regional rivalries now. With you can drive to Marshall, you can drive to James Madison, you can drive to Coastal, and you're not getting on a plane and flying to Idaho or to Mexico State. Right. Our fans, they want to be there, and they're great supporters of us, and we're very appreciative of what they show up.
All right, it's not only the players showing a little fashion. You got these customized App State Nikes. I'm a size 13 wide, all right? And you got these yellow and black. I mean, they're not tied, all right? You're looking like the kids. You got the ankle socks. Were these specifically made for media days?
They were. It was, show a little fashion this week. Then if you ask anybody at the media days, this is not Sean Clark. We're the same thing. But again, the classic Jordans with the black and gold on it. So a little fashion statement for App State.
That's outstanding. He is Sean Clark, head coach of the App State Mountaineers. Thanks very much for hopping on a Wednesday afternoon sports shot on 103.3 The GOAT. Best of luck this year, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Don't let someone get your goat. There's plenty to go around for everyone. 103.3 The GOAT, the greatest sports talk of all time.
Delivery's at the door. Can someone please unlock?
It's been an eventful afternoon with a spike in bookings at Claudia's event space.
We'd love to host Mermaid Fest.
She was already planning on having more event planners on hand.
500? That's a lot of tails.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called Testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the LHSAA, are the 110,000 high school sports students in Louisiana. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
For many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't end when they come home. And I know, because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Pups for Patriots and Sam literally changed my life. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or a traumatic brain injury, go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more about the Pups for Patriots Service Dog Program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
If it wasn't for goats, we wouldn't have coffee. Look it up.
I'm gonna get some coffee. You want some coffee? No, thank you, I'm fine.
And the best sports talk in Acadiana. 103.3 The GOAT.
Dave Schultz back at Sunbelt Media Days on a Wednesday afternoon. Sports Chat 103.3 The GOAT. We are powered by Dwight Andrus Insurance, a division of Hub International, and Lafayette Roofing. We are here with senior offensive lineman Isaiah Helms from App State. Tell us about, I believe the official name of the town is Lovely Boone, North Carolina.
Lovely Boone, North Carolina. Man, it's just an amazing town. I mean, you got to be there. You got to travel one time. But, no, it's amazing. I love it. I've grown there for 3 years now, and it's my life.
So you started at Western Carolina. What attracted you to App State? Or maybe more importantly, why were they interested in Isaiah Helm?
Right. I would say the culture and the tradition of App State. I mean, not only offensive line-wise, but, championships-wise. And then I like to think I'm a, hard-nosed kind of player, a gritty player. I'm on the smart side is, a little bit more. But, I love to play football, and that was a football place.
All right, so it's easy to see when the coach says you've gotten stronger, but it's less easier to see when he says you've matured. What does he mean by that?
Yeah, when you're mature, it's, you take a little bit more leadership. You help the younger guys out even more than you thought you would. And more of like lending a hand, like understanding, what we got, and how we can help, everybody else in our team.
All right, we're talking with Isaiah Helms, offensive lineman from App State. App State has had like 3 quarterbacks in like a decade. It's like 3 quarterbacks. You got Tyler Lamb, Zach Taylor, and Chase Bryce. The Cajuns played 3 quarterbacks last season. Are you guys breaking in another redshirt freshman who's going to be 25 when he leaves as well?
Man, right now we don't really know. We're heading to camp with 3 guys that can play ball. I'm excited to see them during camp.
What were you good at when you started college football, and what have you improved at since?
I always say I was a little bit stronger, and then obviously moving up conferences from the SoCon to Sunbelt. It's more on your quickness and your technique now. Everybody's strong. I mean, every team is strong. I mean, you got to have something, advantageous for something. I'd say the technique is something I've been working on.
So last year was a roller coaster ride. A win against a Power 5 team, win on a Hail Mary, and then an excruciating loss to the rival. What do you take away from last season?
Well, I'd say emotions play a big factor. You can't stay high and you can't stay low. And obviously we stayed too high, and then when we started losing, we stayed too low. We try to stay level-headed, and that's what we're going to try to reset this year. No matter what, just stay level-headed and worry about the next play.
And so what was it like when you beat A&M, right? I mean, that is in Kyle Field. That's got to be – you wake up the next day and it's like, did this really happen?
Yeah, that was really cool. Really cool experience. Man, just seeing all the guys smile. I mean, at the time, there was number 6 in the nation. And, I mean, it was just a really cool experience. Kyle Field, I think they had around 90,000 people there. And, App State, we hold 30, 35, something like that. And then going into a stadium like that where they're, home of the 12th man, coming out with a W, I mean, that was amazing.
And then, not only because of your victory, but the Sun Belt had 3 victories that day, right? Georgia Southern beats Nebraska, Marshall beats Notre Dame. Then all of a sudden the Belt gets some pub. Well, let's go have college game day at App State. I mean, that's got to be insane too. That's, game day is pretty cool in lovely Boone, North Carolina, but that takes it up a couple of notches.
That's true. The Sun Belt had a great day that week too. Yeah. I'd say it's just a big day for the conference. I mean, it was like not only for us, but to me, I think it's the college game day of Group of 5. I mean, because it could have went to, like you said, Georgia State, or it could have went to Marshall. I mean, it's just it could have went to anybody, and I think that's really cool. But what it says about our conference, I mean, everybody can compete, everybody can win, and yeah. That's it.
We're here with Isaiah Helms, offensive lineman. How big is Hudson, North Carolina?
We've got it around 3,700 people.
Do you know everybody? Does everybody know you?
Sort of. There's a couple people that I don't know, and they don't know me, but it's really cool. I mean, it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody.
Getting back to college game day there, have you ever won a ball game on a Hail Mary like that before?
Absolutely not. That was hopefully not in a once in a lifetime, but hopefully we can repeat a little something. But, no, that was amazing. Just the whole experience. Obviously, Troy's a great component, as obviously having college game day. The whole week leading up to that was trying to stay level-headed. And just to come out with the W, that was amazing. It was really good for our school and our community.
What can we expect from App State in 2023?
Championship. That's our goal. That's our promise. We're trying to do everything we can right now. It's a reset year. We've got to start winning and build our team and show the Sun Belt what we can do.
He's Isaiah Helms, offensive lineman, App State on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat on 103.3 The GOAT. Best of luck. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank you so much.
Dave Schultz back at Sunbelt Media Days on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat 103.3 The GOAT. We are powered by Dwight Andrus Insurance, a division of Hub International, and Lafayette Roofing. We're here with App State senior safety Nick Ross. We've talked to Sean Clark about this. We've talked to Isaiah Helms about this. It was a roller coaster season last year. Incredible highs, and unfortunately for App State, a really tough low. What do you remember from last season?
Last season, I just remember a lot of things about last season, ups and downs, wins and losses. But the main thing I took away from this season is you have to endure some pain to get to the greatest thing about it. You have to endure some pain to get to the finish line. So, yeah.
The problem was it ended on a low note. How long does it take you to get over loss like Georgia Southern? Because I thought that was the game of the year in the Sun Belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it does take a while to get over a loss like that, but you have to realize that the past is the past, and the only thing that you can focus on is the future.
In theory, that's true, but how long did it take you to get over it? In theory, when did you stop thinking about it? You got idiots like me bringing it up, many months later.
I mean, there is a bad taste in our mouth from the past season, but that's what the next season's for, to correct the bad taste.
Can you use that as motivation when that alarm's going off at 5 and you got to be at the gym at 6? Is that Georgia Southern? Remembering that gets you going.
Not only Georgia Southern, but I remember every single loss that we had, and that's what gets me going. That's what fuels the fire.
We're talking to Nick Ross, senior safety from App State. So do the losses stay longer with you compared to the wins?
Yes, sir. Of course. I mean,
why of course? Because you had a Hail Mary victory. You beat A&M in College Station. Those are incredible wins.
Right, but at App State, the standard's the standard, and we expect championships. That's the standard. So whenever you take a loss, period, it's just unacceptable. And, I mean, yeah, it stays with you.
All right, what were you good at when you got to college, and what have you improved on?
Well, when I got to college, I was good at tackling, still good at tackling, and I improved on my leadership skills.
What does that include? Because you get that a lot, the leadership skills. What do you consider leadership skills? What makes you a good leader?
I feel like what makes me a good leader is that I lead by example, and I make sure that I don't go outworked. I feel like no man can outwork me, and as a leader, that's the main attribute that you have to have for guys looking up to you, is a hard work mentality.
Talking to Nick Ross, senior safety from App State. You're from Marietta, Georgia. How did you pick App State? You could have gone anywhere maybe in the Sun Belt, and you left the state to go to App State. Lovely Boone, North Carolina.
Well, I picked App State because coming from Marietta, Georgia, it's not too far from Atlanta, and it's a lot of distractions, Going somewhere like App State in the mountains, it really helps you dial in your focus and helps you be the best man you could be. And also, when I came, it just felt like a family environment. Coach Clark and everybody took me in like I was one of their own, and that really helped me love the program.
Was there an adjustment period? If you're going from a city kid, Marietta, maybe a suburb of Atlanta, but now you are going to a, small college town.
Right. There was an adjustment period, but I feel like in your whole life is going to be adjustments, and it's just how you adapt to it.
Nick Ross, loving it. Life is all about the adjustments, and that this heading into your fifth and final year of college, you are way ahead of the game. Again, we're talking with Nick Ross, senior safety from App State on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat on 103.3 The GOAT. App State has had this luxury of having 3 quarterbacks almost over a decade. It's literally 3 quarterbacks over 9 years. I joke the Cajuns have had 3 quarterbacks in one season last year. What's it going to be like breaking in a new quarterback this year? And as a safety, do you have to, all right, I'm going to let that receiver go because we got to break him in. We got to build his confidence up. We don't want to have too many interceptions.
As a safety, and especially during fall camp, I'm a strong believer in iron sharpens iron, and the cream's going to rise to the top. So I feel like me picking them off and me making them guys better and them making me better as well is going to help the team and help everybody improve tremendously. So I'm not cutting no slack. And with that being said, we do have 3 great quarterbacks, and I'm excited to see who steps up to the plate.
All right, let's wrap it up here with Nick Ross, senior safety from App State. All right, see, you're dressed like the coach. You got the 3-piece suit on, you got the tie clip on, you got the dress shoes on. Coach Sean Clark is wearing the App State Jordans. I mean, do you have to step up a little bit, or are you impressed with what the coach is wearing today?
I'm impressed with Coach Clark's wearing today. You know, I mean, I feel like everybody has their own little swag, and if that's what makes him comfortable and that's what boosts his confidence, then who am I to say it's wrong?
He is, well, let's ask, what are we expecting from App State in 2023?
A Sun Belt championship.
They do not lack confidence. He is Nick Ross, senior safety, App State on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat. Thanks so much for hopping on, and best of luck this season.
All right. Thank you, sir.
If it wasn't for goats, we wouldn't have coffee. Look it up.
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee? No, thank you. I'm fine.
And the best sports talk in Acadiana. 103.3 The GOAT.
Where you at, Acadiana? Scott Babin here with Mike's Marine and ATV in Broussard and Mike's Marine and Storage in New Iberia. I'm here to talk to you about aluminum boats. At Mike's Marine, we offer War Eagle, Crestliner, G3, and the all-new Avid aluminum boat lines. So if you're looking for anything from 14 to 23 foot, either a John, flat bottom, bass, or bay, we got you covered. All powered with Yamaha, Mercury, or Suzuki outboards. So if you're looking for a deal on an aluminum boat, give me a call at 839-2981. It's 839-2981. And remember, at Mike's Marine, we're keeping you on the water.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power.
Up to 389 horses of it.
Innovation and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in sport mode with E-Step off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See NissanUSA.com for details.
Dan Hicks with Paul Azinger, welcoming you back to the Healthy Stand Classic. And Zing, she has been absolutely tremendous today, but it all comes down to this shot.
It does, Dan, and you couldn't ask for better conditions. 68 degrees, just a slight 2-mile-an-hour breeze and a UV index of 3. This is absolutely critical.
That is right. This direct exposure to midday sun could be increasing her risk to melanoma.
It looks like she's making a change.
Yeah, she's putting that putter back in the bag. Now let's see what she takes out.
Oh, wow. It looks like she's pulling out a 15.
I don't know. It looks like she's going with a 30.
Strong choice. She's going to want to use the recommended SPF 30 even on a cloudy day.
And notice how she's using broad spectrum sunscreen.
And a generous amount, too.
Incredible.
That was a masterful performance.
That was pretty good, too.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley welcoming you back to Susan's Cubicle here in Accounts Payable. What an afternoon of nonstop bookkeeping action, Charles. Are you kidding me? She set herself a reminder to get out of that chair and move.
That's a smart use of a timeout.
She's somehow still reading her emails while getting her heart rate up and moving her muscles. Healthy habits that could lower your risk of cancer.
Uh-oh, it's Karen from the IT department.
This is a wrinkle no one saw coming. She means well, but she just derailed the yoga class down in accounts receivable.
There she goes with one of her usual distractions.
But Susan just tosses her a no-look wave.
That's a crazy move.
Let's watch that again. She's stretching, and there's the effortless side wave.
Susan's putting on a clinic.
Susan from Accounts Payable. Dominating. Just get moving. It helps in the prevention of so many cancers.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
I'm Shanola Hampton. I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Thirsty for intelligent sports talk? Sounds like you need a little Gatorade. 103.3 The GOAT. The greatest sports talk of all time.
Dave Schultz back on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat. 103.3 The GOAT from Sunbelt Media Days. We're talking to the new head coach of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. He is Tim Beck. Thanks for hopping on, Coach. All right, what have you learned about Coastal Carolina that you didn't know before you got the job?
Probably our players love the game of football, man. They love playing that. And it's interesting, you know, coaching for a long time, you get around a lot of teams and a lot of players, and there's a lot of kids and players that are playing the game for maybe not always the right reasons. These guys love playing football, and they love competing, and they love each other, and so they play really hard for each other. It's been a joy every day going in because of that.
All right, when coaches like you get the job, there's always the early recruiting class, and then you got to get the class, you know, in February. But maybe your biggest recruit that you got back was the 3-time Sun Belt Player of the Year. Grayson McCall was in the portal and came back out.
No doubt. I always joke around like we had the top recruit in the country, and everybody even realizes that. But, yeah, certainly getting Grayson to be able to stay home is, you know, you can't really even put it in the words what it does for your program, your community, and really for me and our staff. And coming in, he's like another coach, right? He's competitive, he's driven, got great command, leadership, finds a way to win, like all the intangible things that you know, have helped him become the Player of the Year in this conference for 3 years.
And now you're going to change the offense on him. You run a different kind of offense. I would ask you, why not wait one more year, kind of run what he does, and then kind of shift it from that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people are very presumptuous of what we're doing. We haven't.
Myself included.
Yeah, we haven't. Like, one thing, I've been successful as an offensive coordinator with one thing in mind. What do we do well and get the players the ball in space? So whatever that is, I don't care if we got to throw it, kick it, punt it, pitch it. It doesn't really matter. Just get it to those guys and let them go do their thing.
Yeah, because it's a funky offense. Everybody runs the RPO. You know, I would tell you that was the original freeze option with McPherson up in Syracuse. But now he's got he adds the pitch to it, and then he's passing the ball all at the same time. So I don't know how you stop it. It hasn't been stopped very much over the last couple of years. How much fun did you have watching the film of Coastal Carolina as you've settled in as the coach?
Yeah, we have. I mean, you know, there's guys on staff, and myself included, that have been involved in option-type football, and so it's not completely out of our realm or wheelhouse. And certainly these guys have put a lot of time and rep and into it, so they execute well. And, you know, coaching, you know, I didn't invent the game. We just coach it, right? And so there's guys that have ideas and learn things, and including our players. And so it's to put the best offense and the best product on the field for these guys to have the opportunity to have success, and we do it together. And so sometimes they got good ideas too.
Talking to Tim Beck, head coach of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat, 103.3 The GOAT. All right, what were some of the strengths heading into camp, and where do you think you had to work on heading into fall camp, spring camp, and now heading into fall camp? What do you think you need to work on a little bit?
Well, the strengths heading in to spring, I mean, obviously we have some veteran players on offense, but other than that, there wasn't any because I didn't know. But I like our progress. I really believe, and a lot of people say that right in this time, but, you know, been around college football for 35 years. Like, I've seen progress in areas that we needed to get better at. We got to continue to do that, right? We got to create depth on offense. We got a veteran group, 8 starters back. Great leadership, great skill, and experienced offensive line, but we got to create depth there. Defensively, it's a different animal. We're still trying to figure out who those people are going to be, how they're going to fit into our system, what kind of depth that we're going to have over there. So that'll be kind of the emphasis in terms of what we think of going in as far as personnel is concerned.
All right, so we always ask about the players adjusting to their new roles. Is this your first time as a head coach in your career?
No, I mean, high school-wise I was, but college, yes.
All right, so then anything that concerns you? Because now instead of just focusing on the offense and not really worrying about the defense, or at least not your team's defense, you got to take that CEO 30,000 view from for your team. What concerns you about heading in as the head coach of a college football team, and a pretty successful one?
Honestly, not much. I mean, I'm not really worried about that role, you know. The hardest part for me is just staying out of their way.
Yeah, but now you have to decide whether you're going for it on 4th and 1. You don't have to devise the play. You have to be the one to decide we're going for it.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes you're with those head coaches, they do the same thing. You're still deciding what to run on 4th down when they say, hey, go for it. They yell at the last minute, and then you got to come up with a play and call it anyway. So there's not much difference to that. At least it'll be much more calculated out, knowing I got to make those decisions.
All right, so let's talk about that. I'm a big guy. You cross the 50, and it's 4th and 4. I'm going for it. It's just worth it, right? I mean, there's always situational, maybe the defense playing well, we punt it away, turn the field over. But I cross that 50-yard line. It's less than 4th and 5. Especially with Grayson McCall, I'm giving him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're still trying to figure us out specialist-wise and how games are. How's the league? Is it better defenses, offenses, kind of all that, right? It all comes into play, and that's your game management. You got to be good at that.
He is Tim Beck. What did you learn? Have you learned anything about the league? I mean, you haven't played a game yet. What did you think about the Sun Belt Media Days?
Well, first of all, being a coach, Power 5 for a lot of years, you know football. Like, you're involved in it. It's my life. It's who I am. And so, I remember thinking anytime we had a Sun Belt Conference team on our schedule, it was kind of like, why did we schedule these guys? Like, what are we doing? Like, there's other people out there, right? Because the reputation throughout the country is that it's a really competitive, physical, good conference. And so a lot of teams are leery of that and playing teams up there. So I knew that getting in, getting an opportunity to be around the coaches, great coaches, great people, passionate fan bases, rich football tradition. Like, you kind of know, and until you really get ingrained in it and you start to see it and feel it, how much different it really is. And it's been awesome. I'm blessed and honored to be a coach in this conference and excited about the season to come.
Yeah, BYU learned that the hard way against Coastal Carolina. Everyone was making adjustments. That was the COVID year. So they lost the game. Coastal lost the game. Let's play together. We got 2 days to figure it out. And then Coastal kind of showed everybody. Zach Wilson, regardless of his NFL career, is a high draft pick. He was the quarterback, and Coastal Carolina put on a show that night for the country to see.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember watching the game, thinking the same thing.
Well, how much do you get to watch a college football when you're only got to be, tunnel vision on your team? Do you get to watch any of the games? You're like, we can't put that play in this week, but maybe we can use it, in a couple of months down the road.
A little bit. I think all coaches peak a little bit here and there and get a chance to watch some games. Depends on when you play, but and certainly film is a lot more accessible than it used to be. So you have opportunity to get other teams' offenses or defense and be able to make those plays are added or subtracted, whatever it may be.
Talking with Tim Beck, head coach of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, a couple more minutes. All right, so the fans like later ball games, right? 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's mostly for the tailgating experience, so to speak. And it's a little bit cooler compared to playing during the day. I know coaches prefer 11 a.m. because we want to get it over with and not sit around all day. What is your game day like when you are playing a late ball game?
You're with the players, but the biggest thing right now, I used to, and I believe this 100%, like they gotta feel that you're confident. They gotta know you're confident as a coach. No player likes the hey, remember, don't forget this. Oh wait, one more thing, and then the next thing you know, is he ready? And the player starts to wonder and doubt a little bit. You just gotta let them go. You gotta trust that you coach them really well, and let them play. And
do you watch any football on Saturday just to relax?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It just depends on the day and the game. I mean, it's just different every time. Sometimes I watch games. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you just relax and you just got to get ready.
I'm going to ask you an out-of-the-box question. Well, out-of-the-box Sun Belt question. What kind of quarterback is Kentucky getting?
He's a competitor, really tough, loves football, excellent leader. I mean, I think they'll be very pleased with him.
All right, he is Tim Beck. He is the head coach of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. We actually saw each other at 7:30 in the morning, and we're wrapping up right before the show goes live at 2:45 p.m. I appreciate you hanging in there with us, Coach. Thanks so much, and best of luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I want to share with you the experience of Donna in Washington. She writes, I got injured about 5 years ago. I was let go when, because of the injury, I couldn't keep up with my schedule. I've tried to find other work, but I'm 68 now. No one wants to hire someone that old. This week is tough, though, because I had to get my tooth fixed. So I only have $10 in my checking account. But it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Millions of people face hunger. Some every day, just like Donna. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Pardon us while we butt in with a little common sense. 103.3 The GOAT, the greatest sports talk of all time.
Dave Schultz back on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat, 103.3 The GOAT. We're at Sunbelt Media Days, and we are talking to the Coastal Carolina guys. We are talking to not the one, not the two, but the 3-time Sunbelt Player of the Year. He is Grayson McCall. You went into the portal. What brought you back?
Yeah, my teammates and Coach Beck, to keep it nice and simple. Crazy transition there, old staff leaving, new staff coming in. Had some opportunities to present themselves, wanted to do it the right way, got in the portal. When I got to sit down and talk to Coach Beck, he's really kind of recruited me hard, but it was simple. Got to learn about him, his story, where he's been, the type of quarterbacks that he's developed and sent on to the next level, which was big for me. And just guys like JT and the boys that came in with me in 19 and, all the relationships I've built are just really important to me. Going to graduate in the fall, and, it's important for me to finish what I started at the beach.
You did it a little bit differently. You announced you were going in the portal, and then you came back to play in the bowl game. What went into that decision?
Yeah, I talked to the guys. There was a short window, so I knew that if I was going to enter the portal, it had to be right then, just because I didn't have very long. So I told the guys ahead of time what was going to happen, but I did tell them that we were going to finish what we started, and that was one thing that I told them that I was going to do. And unfortunately, I didn't get to play the whole game, injury, and we ended up taking the loss. But it was important for me to just go out there and show the guys that this is our team and that I'm going to finish what I started.
Talking to Grayson McCall on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat, 103.3 The GOAT. Did you ever imagine you'd have this kind of college career? I mean, quarterbacks aren't lacking in confidence, but you've had a spectacular college career so far, and you got one more year left to go. Yeah,
I appreciate it, but I knew that I had the potential if I could, put everything together when I finally, grew into my body and started learning a lot of ball. And, my freshman year was huge for me, being able to redshirt and kind of see how everything plays out, and got to learn a lot about football that I didn't know about. But when I get out there, I just play ball. I trust my instincts. I trust my training. Go back to my preparation and all the hard work that I put in to get there. And when I get out there, I just have fun and play ball, let it rip. Try not to think too much. Obviously, as a quarterback, you got to think a little bit. But just go out there and play ball, do what I love, man. I got great guys around me that I can get the ball to. Got a great coaching staff that puts me in a position to be successful, and that's it from there.
All right, so what was the offense you were running with Jamie Chadwell? Because it was RPO with the freeze option. You could pass it, you could pitch it. It was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think they called it spread option. Not sure what they called it. Obviously, a lot of triple option principles, speed option principles.
There was freeze option principles because I'm a Syracuse, well, not grad, but fan, because they were ones running that with Don McPherson and Rob Moore back in the day when you were probably before you were born. But losing to Auburn in the Sugar Bowl. But that's what you guys were doing, and then because nobody does that anymore with the pitch anyways.
Yeah. So the freeze option is pretty much what it's called. You try to freeze up a backer so a play side tackle can get up and cut him off and try to get on the edge. But our run game was so strong that we were able to play action a lot of teams and have some big plays down the field. So love that offense. It was the one for me, but I'm looking forward to expanding my game and putting some new stuff on tape. And I'm sure you'll still see some of the stuff from last year, but hopefully a lot of new stuff as well.
Yeah, Tim Beck runs a pro-style offense. Devin Leary, big transfer quarterback to Kentucky from NC State. How long is it going to take you to go from, even with all your experience, for thinking about it to reacting?
Yeah, I mean, there was some adversity early in the spring. Just the install, I mean, it's like you sit in a meeting and you learn these plays, and then you got to go out on the field and you got to execute them on a fly. So the first couple of days were rough. Not necessarily rough, just having to think too much, playing a little bit slower. But it's great now. I've had time to sit down and watch all the cut-ups from the spring, really get in the playbook and really dissect the offense. It's not completely set in stone yet. It's still in the installation phase, but really love it. Hopefully don't have to run the ball as much, can maybe get under center a little bit and throw it around a little bit more, so I'm looking forward to it. All
right, you got a ring. All right, it's about the size of a planet. All right, what's the ring from, and are you trying to contact people in outer space?
This is the 2021 Cure Bowl champions ring. I thought about wearing the Sun Belt Championship ring from 2020, but I like this one a little bit better. A lot of details on it.
Doesn't fit.
It doesn't. It's a little loose, so maybe put it on my thumb, my pointer finger. But yeah, I love this guy here.
All right, a lot of competition in the Sun Belt East as we wrap it up with Grayson McCall. JMU surprised people, apparently didn't surprise themselves against, according to Kurt Cegnetti, Marshall had a 9-win season. App State, surprisingly, is breaking in a new quarterback. What can we expect from Coastal Carolina in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to see the same stuff, a hungry team that plays with a chip on their shoulder. But, we're kind of forming a new identity under Coach Beck and, just going to go out there and play for each other each and every day. And hopefully see some mullets out there still and, guys just having fun and playing for the guy next to him. So the expectation hasn't changed. The goal each and every week is to win. We expect to win. And, I think Coach Beck's going to lead us in that direction, and we're super excited to play for him.
All right, I think you actually have another year of eligibility, but can you tell the Sun Belt this is it? You're not coming back. Everybody can be done with you finally.
This is it. This is it, Sun Belt. I think if they don't want me after this one, they never will want me. So I think this will be it.
Maybe a little Senior Bowl action down in Mobile. He is Grayson McCall, 3-time Sun Belt Player of the Year on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Dave Schultz back on a Wednesday afternoon Sports Chat, 103.3 The GOAT. We are at Sun Belt Media Days, powered by Lafayette Roofing and Dwight Andrus Insurance, a division of Hub International. We're here with JT Killen, redshirt senior linebacker out of Lake Wiley, South Carolina. What's it like going to school close to home?
It's great. Staying in state was something big for me, and Coastal Carolina worked out, and it's been a blessing. Never would have thought these past 4 years would have been as great as they have been. It's been a great experience.
You're making some preseason lists. What does that bring to you?
It's nice. Like last year I really didn't play much before, so it's nice a little bit, but it's preseason. You want to get the postseason honors.
Yeah, but still, someone's noticed you somewhere along the way.
It's nice. Yes, no doubt.
All right, so what can we expect out of Coastal Carolina? New system, new coaching. What we'll ask you? How has the defense changed from last year?
Yeah, so like I've said it. Everyone's asking me this, but I've said it. Every college football team runs the same defense. It's just different ways to run it. What you run more, what you don't run. So it's a lot of the same stuff. So you don't believe me?
No. Yes. My Syracuse Orange runs ridiculous 3-2-5. The 3-2-5 defense with a 230-pound nose tackle is ridiculous.
Everyone's running the same coverages. You can get out of it different ways. Yes, you can get everything out of different ways. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it's just different terminology, and it's a lot more of it's a faster defense. It lets you run around more, play fast, and I think it's been pretty good. We like it. We like it a lot. So
it sounds more risk reward.
Yeah. I would say so. We'll see that. We'll get after the quarterback a little bit, and that makes life pretty easy if you can get at the quarterback.
I would agree with you. The coverage is either man or zone, but you're either playing in front of a 4-man front or a 3-man front as a linebacker. Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. Probably.
Yes, you do.
I like playing out of a 3-down. I'd say. I enjoy that. 3-down for sure.
We're talking to J.T. Killen, redshirt senior linebacker from Coastal Carolina. What can we expect out of the Chanticleers in 2023?
I think it's going to be a good year. We're going to win some games for sure. But, just go 1-0 every week and, see where it takes us. Everyone here is hunting a conference championship, but, we're going to give it our best shot, we feel like. And I think we'll have an opportunity to potentially do that. And, we're excited.
How big was it that Grayson McCall decided to return? Because the whole thing was in flux. One coach leaving, another coach coming in, the quarterback going into the portal, and then he decides to come back.
It's huge, to have a player like him come back. It gives everyone confidence, everybody. And, it's unique for Coach Beck, to come in, get a new job, and, you got 3-time player of the year as your quarterback. So it definitely brings confidence to us, and it was huge for us. We were all pumped up.
What were you good at when you got to college, and what have you improved on?
What I was good at, I would say I always understood defense really well. Definitely always understood that well. Things I got to work on is always you can never be a good tackler. You can get better and better. That's something every defensive player should work on. Getting better at tackling every day, and it makes you so much a better player on defense. It's the name of the game.
All right, we're talking at the end of the day at Sunbelt Media Days. How much have you enjoyed this experience? Because we were here. I was taking a picture with you at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's been great. Enjoyed it a lot. Food's great. It's a great city. I've enjoyed it, and me and Grayson had a good time. It was cool flying on the jet. I never done that before, and I'm a little nervous to fly. But that was a good experience. It's been really cool, and got to go to see the Saints Stadium. That was awesome.
He's J.T. Killen, redshirt senior for Coastal Carolina. Thanks for hopping on for a few minutes on a Wednesday afternoon sports chat on 103.3 The GOAT. Best of luck this season.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in to Sports Chat with Dave Schultz. That is the end of our show. We will be back tomorrow. Dave will be live in studio with myself, Lynn Burton. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning to Inside the Huddle with myself and Blaze Bro. We have a great show planned for you. But until then, for Dave, my name is Lyndon. Thank you to all the guests for Sunbelt Media Days. Thank you to all the coaches, the players, everybody who came through. Again, thank you to you, the listener, for listening. But we will be back tomorrow. Until then, for Dave, my name is Lyndon. You have a good one, and peace.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now, you're thinking, Comparion, never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you and your community. Our local agents offer insurance from top carriers. Our local agents have minty fresh breath.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com. Comparion Insurance Agency. Local agents, expert advice.
And there's number 4.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The mission of Paralyzed Veterans of America is clear. Accessibility. Veterans who have served and sacrificed the best of themselves deserve access to the best our country has to offer. Access to meaningful employment. Access to the veterans' benefits